Good morning, has-beens. Welcome back to day 7. This is the 1 week mark. And same thing as yesterday, copied and pasted. But before I get to that, I want to address a question that I received yesterday regarding equipment, G.P.Yes, watches, that kind of stuff. So right now, I am like a magician. I got nothing up either sleeve. No watch. Why no watch? No watch is not how I normally operate. However, my watch went into storage for a few months, and when it came out, it didn't work. I thought it was the battery. We managed to Frankenstein it back to life, and come to find out about half the buttons on it are screwed up. So I cannot start it, I cannot stop it, I cannot lap it. I can change the mode, but the time, of course, is wrong. So I am not wearing a watch, which is just fine for right now because the treadmill will time it for me. However, if at any point I'm interested in recording my splits for a workout or anything like that, I'm going to be screwed. If at any time I'm interested in tracking my exact distance outside, I'm going to be screwed. So all that being said, I will be upgrading to a watch. Certainly by the time I get outside, but hopefully over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks, I'll be running more consistently, and maybe in the next couple of weeks or so, 3-4 weeks, something like that, depending on how I feel and what the mileage is, I might decide that it's time to do a workout that would require some type of split or something like that that I would want to record and keep for tracking purposes, in which case I would have to go out and buy a watch. There are 2 types of runners: anal retentive, OCD, super attention to detail, and then on the other extreme, there's the very lax, runs without a watch, runs how he feels or she feels, does not pay attention to detail, does not pay attention to the route, does not record every detail. Oftentimes we'll record it on a simple calendar, 5 miles easy, and that's it. If they even record it at all. I used to lean a little more towards the lax side. For years, throughout all of high school, I did not keep a log at all, which I am regretting now. In college, for at least the first 2.5 years, I did not keep a log consistently, which I am regretting as well. However, since probably halfway through my junior year, I have kept a very consistent log. And even if I know I'm only going to get back for a couple of weeks or whatever, or if I'm going to try and get back and I fail, I always have that training to look back on. I probably have more training recorded in the last decade of running, which has been extremely inconsistent and not there, than I had the decade before, when I was probably running 9 or 9.5 out of 10 days. So all that's to say that I think that recording your stuff is very important. And that, like most things in life, the truth is found somewhere in the middle, right? So you got to ride some line between, I'm jogging in place to, hit my point at the extra 0.01 that I need, and somewhere between, who cares, right? I don't even feel like running today, so I'm not going to run. The truth is going to be somewhere in the middle. So there's 2 pieces of equipment that I'm going to have to upgrade. I am planning on getting a G.P.Yes watch, mostly because for me, the discipline of a G.P.Yes watch actually creates freedom, because it gives me the freedom to run wherever I want, instead of feeling like I have to stick to particular loops that have been measured out in advance. If I am running and I see a big hill in front of me and I'm not feeling good, and I want to take a left and avoid that hill, I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I'm not going to know how long I'm running today. So for me, the discipline that a G.P.Yes provides really equals freedom for me. The other thing is that it's very easy to track your training, because you just, most modern G.P.Yes watches, you just hold up next to your phone, and it, will sync and download everything, and then you can go in afterwards and add whatever comments you want. So I will be upgrading to a GPS watch at some point, certainly by the time the weather gets better and I'm consistently running outside. The other thing is shoes. And I'm a mild to moderate stability guy. So shoes are not cheap for anybody, but they're certainly not cheap for me. So I'm just going to look and find whatever's on sale. Probably going to have to upgrade those sooner rather than later. I've got about 400 miles on these, which is at the lower end, usually around, when I'm running 60, 70, 80, 100 miles a week. Back in the day, I would probably start looking for a good deal on shoes, and it would take a week or two for me to find it, and I'd end up, somewhere around 500 or 600 miles by the time the new shoes show up. However, these shoes are older than the average 4 to 5 months that my old shoes would go, 3 to 5 months, and I weigh a bit more, which means you're going to have more wear and tear on the shoes. So going to need to upgrade shoes sooner rather than later. But one of the downfalls of GPS watches I found is that, using them on the track or on the trail, they tend to get really inaccurate. You end up basically shutting off the GPS and just using it as a stopwatch. So I'd like to see if in the last 4 or 5 years since I last had a GPS watch, if they've improved. So I'll have to do some research on that. If anybody has any suggestions, please comment down below. What GPS watch do you use? Why do you like it as opposed to the other ones? There's a lot of gear geeks out there in the running world, so chime in and let me know what you think. So today, 30 minutes easy. Ran about 3.8 miles, so roughly the same pace, a little bit quicker than yesterday. Felt good. Felt a little bit easier to get up. And not much to report. The air is extremely dry, and running in the morning in a caloric deficit is not easy. But so far, I'm consistently improving, and I'm still feeling good. And as you can see, I'm still running in the morning, so sticking to the plan. And so far, it is harder in some ways and easier in some ways. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll do like a week wrap-up video or something like that later tonight that I can post up. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope that your running is going great. The winter hasn't been that bad, at least where I live in the Midwest so far. And I have to run Thursday after work. So I'm thinking maybe I'll run Thursday after work outside, assuming it gets up into the 40s. If it's in the 40s, I'll run after work on Thursday. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We'll try that and see what happens. All right, gang. Until next time, has-beens, thanks for tuning in. Hope your journey's going good, and I will catch you tomorrow.